Hi, everybody, and good afternoon. Down here in the traffic studio, coming to you live from the Great Garden State here on a Tuesday afternoon, the May 3rd. Things are a little bit busy out there as expected, so it's a little after about 3:13 here. Looking at my clock. Sorry, a little bit late. I know I said in my post we said we were going to come up on about 3 o'clock, but had a little bit of technical difficulty with the camera as well as the microphone. So looks like we got things up and running. If hopefully everyone can see and hear it again. This is just a test here before we go live with the actual broadcast for the morning rush hour. He's going to do morning rush hour to start, kind of have to crawl before you walk and run. I'm going to start with that first on May the 9th. That's Monday. That will start at 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. Again, we're just going to get things started just with the morning rush hour. And then eventually down the road, we may do a little Friday afternoon traffic or even some short traffic, obviously once we get past Memorial Day when the weather hopefully will get a little bit warmer. But actually today is really not a terrible day. Relatively sunny depending on where you are around the state. So it looks like we got two people watching. If you can throw up a comment here, just let me know where you're watching from, and if you're watching on Twitter or if you're watching on YouTube. And again, if the audio and video is all good. So with that said here, friends, let me just go ahead and make my screen a full screen, and we will start the show off here momentarily. I'm going to share the screen, and let's go to screen number 1. There we go. Thank my friends over at StreamYard for this. There we go. So let's get started here. Let's see what's, again, this is all just testing, folks, at this point. So we're either going to go picture-in-picture, or we are going to go the mini box here or side-by-side. That's kind of an over-the-shoulder. That one's just a little bit too difficult to read. You can't see it, but you can see we got new background here. Some of the cars have made it back. We're going to tweak up the background here over the coming days until Monday. Let's go back to this one. Let's just start with this. And then, friends, if you're watching, maybe you can let me know whether that's a little bit too difficult to read or it's not enough or whatever. But anyway, so let's get started. Again, we're going till 4 o'clock here this afternoon. Let's come on down, and looks like we've got we got some problems. Let's start in New Jersey. That's kind of the way we're going to go. We're going to go New Jersey, the city, and kind of work counterclockwise out to Long Island, up towards Connecticut, Hudson Valley, and then make our way back down into the Garden State. So whether it's exactly at 5 after, 10 after, that's still to be determined. We're going to throw a little weather in there as well, and then we have to take a quick break for some of our sponsors at the bottom of the hour. So, but again, this is just a test, kind of just going through some of the graphics. You can see the scroll on the bottom there. That's our sponsor for the broadcast, Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Over there on North Avenue West, 22 North Avenue West. Their phone number just came through, 272-3000. Go talk to Ralph. We'll get to that a little later on in the broadcast. But let's get to what we're here to talk to you about is traffic. Now, we got 3 people watching, so that's a good sign. Again, this is kind of an scheduled broadcast. So let's go towards let's start it off here. We got a couple issues here getting set up for the evening rush hour. We're going to start off on Route 9. So we got some down wires here. Again, Route 9, Route 22, Route 1. They got the utility poles almost right on the roadway. So they always take a kind of a beating, kind of a hit with any kind of a crash. Hopefully everyone's okay with this crash, but you've got things shut down both ways. So let's head on over and see if we can find a camera on this situation. Let's see, West Farm Road. Let me just widen things up just a bit. You can see it's pretty backed up here. Let's just, again, I'm using a 10-year-old computer, friends, and sometimes it just does not want to cooperate. I think I have to put the cameras on. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got. I know there's a camera in this area. There we go. Be at Adelphia Road, yeah. So we can see, well, it's fairly clear here. But again, you're looking at maybe 2.5, maybe 2 miles at best into the problem zone. Let's see. So West Farm Road. That's kind of coming just north of 195. Let's see if the 195 at Route 9 camera. No, you can't see it. That's looking on 195 itself. So that's the one major issue here in the Howell area this afternoon. So from Adelphia Road over towards West Farms Road, we've got that shut down. Let's check in with our friends in Mercer County. This is going to be on 295 now. And this is debris spilling over to a dump truck. It's south of 62 Old Ave in Hamilton. So we got one right lane in the shoulder shut down. I don't know if there's any cameras here. There used to be a camera by on 280 to 95, I should say. Been out of the out of the traffic loop for a while, and there it is. So yeah, so there's your backups there on 295 at 33. That is looking south. So kind of a heads up here out of that area from 33 on down towards getting closer towards 195. Fortunately, that's the only camera that's in that section. But again, if you're coming off of Route 1 is going to be where the issues are. Let's check on the cameras here at Baker's Basin. That is fine. South is on the left. Let's come a little bit further down. This is going to be here at Sloan. Yeah, that's fine too. It's really just coming on from Sloan 63 here, getting into 62, and that's again where our issues are arising. So we'll see how long this progresses. You're probably looking at least 2 miles of traffic or so if you're using that to get an early exit out of the Capitol out towards 195. So that's going to be certainly some extra travel time needed, as I say here in the traffic business. So let's continue on. Those are really the only two major issues here for New Jersey. Well, we got a water main break on 28, and that's going to be at Bayway Avenue, Elizabeth. That's kind of on your approach in towards downtown Elizabeth, coming out of Roselle Park. You got a lane down there, and that could, let's just let me pull up the Google map here, and we'll go towards that section because that's notorious for really being a tough area trying to get in and out of Roselle Park on over towards Elizabeth. So once again, you're looking at it. It's going to be right about in here. So it's really Westfield Avenue for the locals, Elmora Avenue for the folks that live there, in between Elizabeth and Union. So there it is, 28 Westfield Ave here at Bayway Avenue, or actually Elmora Avenue, I should say, turns into Bayway further out on the other side of 19 through the Bayway traffic circle. So yeah, just a little bit backed up there. So at this point, it looks like we got a lot of green. So there's really not a lot of traffic coming out of Roselle Park. But I think if this remains in place until further out towards 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, could be a bit of a tough ride. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Let's just check in with some of the Parkway cameras really fast. I want to go down to let's see here. Again, we're just trying to get the flow of this entire show here, and it's just kind of, you got to just bear with me, folks, just trying to working our way through it. So let's start things off here on the Parkway through the hot spots in Essex County out of Newark, Irvington, East Orange. We will go over to the overpass at 145. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's usually a pretty good benchmark camera. That's southbound that heads away, so it's slowly building, but it's not terrible. It certainly seemed worse than this. Here it is. That's at 147, getting into Bloomfield. South is on the left. That looks really good, friends. This is out by 148, so that is going to be okay as well. Excuse me. Let's head on over towards this is closer to Bloomfield Avenue. So that is actually in pretty good shape as well, even out of Essex, south on the top left. Again, starting to see a few more cars now coming down from Hoover Avenue, 150 in that area. So kind of normal traffic here, really, for a little after 3 o'clock. I really have to get myself a clock, as my brother says. I need another clock. So this is 3:22 now. The big clock that's right in front of me, I guess I can't really see anything. So yeah, so the Parkway, it looks pretty good. Let's come on down towards let's check in with, pardon me, I gotta get my bearings here. We'll go south of 136 by the Clark maintenance yard here. Southbound, starting to get a little busy, but a lot of that is just getting off at Central Ave. I 135 trying to come through the old Clark Circle there. So again, just gotta bear with it. And this one looks actually pretty good here. That's I should really blow that up. Let's just see here. We go Shift plus, no. Control plus, no. Option plus, no. Function plus, no. And Command plus. Jackpot winner. So, whoa. Yeah. So this is south on the left here. Actually looks pretty good. Not seeing that much of a problem. Let's head on down towards the art center. That's not really seeing much with that camera there. Let's see. We can bring up here. No video found. We'll go south of 117, Red Hook Road. Mill area or getting out to that location looks pretty quiet. We'll come on down. Oh, no feed there as well. Let's head into the brick area by 91. We'll check out the ride there. It's a little difficult. This is out by the reservoir, and that's south that heads away. So that actually is fine. This is out by 195. Southbounders are coming towards us. And let's head all the way into Cape May County, shall we? Let's see if the camera at Stone Harbor Boulevard. Nope, that one's not working either. We'll go south of the Cape May Toll Plaza. That's a good looking, actually a good looking picture. Starting to see some clouds rolling in, but kind of just typical spring weather here in the Garden State. Although it's actually been kind of cool, I think, for April. We had one day there was in the mid 80s or so, just before Easter or after Easter, I should say. And but hopefully it'll get warmer in next week or two. Because Memorial Day is always can be a little dicey as far as the weather. Some Memorial Days it's 85, 90 degrees. Others it's 56 and cloudy and rain. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's head on over to the Turnpike here this afternoon. Let's check out the ride. Let's go to 13 first here in Elizabeth. Okay, the camera's not working there. This is out of the toll plaza. Again, most of the Turnpike cameras are really at the toll plaza, but this one's on the main line here by 14. So that looks starting to get a little busy. Southbound heads away. This is the Goethals Bridge out into the distance. Let me know whether you like this picture-in-picture on the left-hand side or you want the screen a little bit bigger. So let's go bigger screen here with it and keep me down the bottom left. Maybe that might help things out a little bit. We got 3 people here, so if you can throw me a comment and let me know where you're watching from, either on YouTube or Twitter. And just let me know how the audio and the video sounds. Again, we're just doing a test before we go live next Monday. Also want to throw out there on Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. I will be on with my friends over at NJ On Air. So that is going to be a little bit of a new venture as well for me. We're going to fire up the traffic center for my fine friends there. So that live show is every Friday on Facebook, I believe possibly YouTube. And you can go to their webpage and give them a like, NJ On Air. That's where you'll find it. Just Google that and all that will come up. But I will be on Friday morning with my fine friends there of NJ On Air. So kind of a new venture. So it's really exciting. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll keep you updated on social media as far as where you can find that. And again, it's from 9 to 10 a.m. on Friday. So, okay, we're going to finish up here on the Turnpike at 14. Let me go back to the Google Maps. Let's just widen things up just a bit. We'll just kind of just do a spot check of the Garden State before we move east into the city. And for the most part, we're in pretty good shape. We're starting to see a little bit of traffic here in the Edison, South Plainfield area on 287, getting south of about exit 6, Washington Road on in towards 440. Again, just typical stuff. Parkway still is good all the way down the shore, Toms River, Lakewood, Asbury Park. So is the Turnpike 195. I'll be honest with you, that's one construction project that has really, really helped out traffic in the last 10 years or more. 15 years probably, is that expansion of the Turnpike here, getting south of 8A all the way down through 6. I mean, barring some unforeseen situation, traffic actually really moves there very, very well with that expansion. So, a win for an expanded road. Usually they say build it and they will come, or something of that nature. But yeah, so that's a good one. We also have some traffic out towards the Bridgewater area on 287. This is about exit 10 or so. Easton Ave on up towards 12 as you come across the river, just as you get out towards Somerset Patriots, Patriots Park there. I think that's what they're calling it now that the Yankees are involved with that. But, well, we lost a couple of viewers. Oh, there we go. Alexandria M. Watching from my office in New York City. Audio and video are perfect. Well, we like to see that. Let's see if I can't post comments at some destinations to learn more show. There we go. All right, Alexandria. Thank you. Great. Appreciate it. And I know you take the Main and Bergen line, so we'll get to that in a moment. So if you stay tuned, again, thank you, Alexandria, for the shout out here. And she says the audio and video are perfect. So that's awesome. Love to see it. All right. So again, 287, 10 into 12 was pretty heavy. And also, 202, 206 through Hillsborough. That new bypass there is a little bit heavy. 202 out through Reddington Township is a bit slow, but 78 moving just fine. Again, typical stuff through Peapack, Gladstone, Far Hills, and up to Chester. Now we're starting to get some more traffic on Route 24. It just seems like, well, I don't know. It just seems like it's always has traffic on 24. Heading east here. We're going to go basically the mall through Summit on over towards 78. And that's just, folks, because the 78, the 24 interchange is 78 because everyone wants to go west on the 78 to get to the Parkway. It merges into just one lane. Hopefully someday they'll fix that as well. And then you lose the lane here as you get out west of the mall and 124 and Kennedy Parkway. And that's why that gets a little bit backed up here. Also, typical stuff here in the Morristown area on 287, 24 into 287 heading north. That's a bit slow. But, 80 so far looks pretty good all the way through Parsippany, Denville, Rockaway, all the way out towards Wharton into Stanhope, all the way out towards even further out. Have a little bit of slow traffic here out to the Gap. So that's a little bit tied up there if you happen to be heading out towards Pennsylvania. 15, kind of typical stuff. The southern sections of Morris County, or northern sections, I should say, Morris County out of Sussex County. But again, 80 all the way through Fairfield and Totowa, starting to build some traffic now west out of the Parkway. Getting out through Route 20. I'll see if we can find the camera there in a minute. And then Route 4 here by the Riverside Square Mall is a bit backed up. And then southbound 208 is heavy out of Hawthorne into Fair Lawn. That's probably getting out towards Maple Ave. It's a little bit heavy. And then 17, there's some stop and go traffic here. You're getting in towards the Paramus area. And then both ways, basically Route 4 on over towards the Lodi area. Again, you got two lanes. There's no shoulders. Everyone kind of jams together, getting past the Garden State Plaza Mall. So again, just normal stuff, just not enough of 17 to accommodate everybody. Also, westbound Route 3 at 21 is a bit busy. Westbound Route 3 is all tied up into the long-term construction. Actually, both ways, getting out to the 46 merge there in Little Falls. And see, this is what you don't get from other media. They give you 25, 30 seconds. I'm giving you 5 minutes. So I hope you folks will, subscribe and like. Again, this is a new venture. I don't believe anybody's really ever done this before, so we're kind of in uncharted territory at this point. Maybe think of this as the Gemini missions or the Mercury missions or whatnot before we land on the moon with Apollo 11. So let's go over towards the Parkway is starting to build some traffic both ways out to 78. Bay Extension a little bit slow, heading out of Turnpike on over towards Bayonne. And the Lincoln Tunnel here, we're going to probably put that. Let me see if I can pull up the travel times for the Lincoln. Let's take a look at what we got. Let's go back to home page. Driving times. We want to go to, okay, that's not cooperating terribly. There we go. We don't want that. Let's just see what we got. We don't want the Turnpike South. Oh, let's check out the Parkway South. For the most part, it's not really registering a whole lot there through that hotspot in Essex County. There was there it is. There's a slider. Let's see if we can find slider, Iceman slider. I'm excited to actually see that movie. It's only been two plus years. Obviously, unfortunately, with COVID, that Top Gun Maverick will be coming out towards the end of the month. Should be a good one. Let's see what else we've got. See if we can. I have to figure out how to get the travel times for the crossings. They're in here somewhere. I just gotta kind of do a little bit more spot checking there. So, friends, it is now, as I turn my back, and my brother is gonna yell at me. So it's 3:31 in the afternoon. So we got 4 people watching. Awesome. Okay, well here we go. Here's that 17 back up here as you head north in towards just past the Route 80, and this is 280 at Prospect Avenue, so that one actually looks in pretty good shape. Let's come off of Jersey here for a minute. I think we'll probably have just enough to cover all 5 regions in this 1 hour, and that's kind of what my idea is for this show. Maybe to spend, give or take, 60 minutes at an hour, 10 minutes per region per se during the morning. You do it all over again. So but again, it's all a work in progress, friends. All work in progress. We had up to 4 people. So Alexandria M, she's watching from her office in New York City. So again, we thank her for watching. We'll get to our sponsor in just a moment. Just want to check in with that Route 80 camera here. And yes, I call it Route 80 and not Interstate 80 because that's what we call things here in New Jersey, and we call it Route 287. So yeah, that's what I'm calling it because that's what we do. I don't know why the 80 cameras are not coming up here. Let me see if I can do it this way without the map. Sometimes these things come up. There we go. So we will go towards Interstate 80. Let's check. Let's see if we can get this slider to work. 280, 80, 80. There we go. Interstate 80. There we go. So let's head on over towards font is for really, really like an eye chart, really. But all right, let's start it here at Hudson Street and 66. Check out the ride. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Local and express, not really picking up much in the way of any problems there. Let's widen up the cameras. The cameras should show up onto the system, and that they do. So there's Apollo Fly Road. See if this camera works. This one's been out for a while. Yeah, that's working. West is on the left, so starting to see. This is really the exit for 17. That's why things are really backed up there. No reports of any issues as far as accidents are concerned. Let's head west of the Parkway. Now here it is, out through the Parkway. That's westbound. That's let's see, it's south. West is heading away, but you can at the bottom here of the screen, you can kind of see. Oh, let's just bring this up here. Again, folks, is just a test. Just a test. That's all this is. This is going to be heading south here at 80. That's going to be a little bit backed up. And again, that's just kind of normal stuff for this time of the afternoon. You know what? Let's just check up on that Route 4. Let's see if the Hackensack Ave cam is working. Yeah, it is. Look at that westbound, stacked and packed, as they call it, getting out onto Route 4. So that one kind of just went out. Let's just check out the scene by 17. Depending which way DOT's got this one, this is going to be, that's Route 4, but that traffic coming to the here, top left, that's coming off of 4 on the 17 south. And then we will make our way on over to, this is going to be 17. South is coming towards us now. Again, this is all just loaded up, heading out to basically Essex Street, passing the Garden State Plaza Mall. So with that said, let's come off of the roads here at this point. We're going to close that up, and we're going to close up the turnpike. Let's talk to you about transit. Let me refresh this for Alexandria. Already getting ready to leave the office here shortly. So we're in good shape on the main Bergen, Alexandria. So thumbs up there. You are looking good. Let's check out the alert here on Northeast Corridor. We have 15 minutes, the typical midday Amtrak maintenance there. 15 minutes, so give it there, and it's going to affect the coastline as well. So again, hopefully that's going to, they usually wrap up that midday track work by, it's usually wrapped up by now. So, but maybe running just a little bit late. So for the most part, transit is going to be in pretty good shape. Let's take a refresh here for path. See what we got going on here now. This was 4 hours ago. We're resuming normal service. That was 7 hours ago. Service to work, operate platform H. So later this afternoon. So some, construction to accommodate folks there getting into Harrison. So that's really about it for path. So let's come off of the path system, and we'll come off of transit. We'll take a look at SEPTA. That looks pretty good. Now let's head on over towards the city. Let's see what we've got going on here this afternoon, and we will start things off with let's go on over towards. I had this all loaded up, and sometimes it just doesn't want to cooperate here. I don't know why. I don't know why this page is not being terribly friendly. So we will traffic events. This is for the Hudson Valley. Let's just do the Hudson Valley now since we're on the page, and I can try to get. Let's see if we can change the region area. Okay, so we'll start off with we'll go up to the Hudson Valley for this go around. But again, our typical pattern will be New Jersey, the city, Long Island, Connecticut, and then Hudson Valley. So we've got a problem here on the thruway south after 16. We got a crash. I imagine it's probably not causing a terrible delay. Uh, Exit 16. It's out by Woodbury Commons there. We've also got the Bronx River Parkway in Westchester down tree. Uh, Bronx River Parkway. The parkways there through Westchester are notorious for down trees, and sometimes that can be a real mess. And that's what it is both ways at Claremont Road. That's on White Plains. So it's 287. Let's see. We've got another issue on Route 6 in Westchester, east of Bear Mountain State Parkway. Got 2 lanes shut there. That came in at 247. Hudson Valley, pretty busy here this afternoon. 684. We got a broken down vehicle south of 2 getting out to Westchester County Airport. So it's going to take out the shoulder, but people are going to stop to look at that. Disabled vehicle there on 684 south of the sawmill. It's really on the ramp. The shoulder's out, so you can see some police activity there. But surprisingly, the Hudson Valley is going to be fairly busy. So let's head on over towards the city. We'll check out the scene here and see what we can find as we move along here for a Tuesday afternoon. Alexandria, thank you. We'll go ahead. Let's see what we test here. Put up Alexandria's comments there. Thank you. Appreciate you watching and subscribing. Thank you very much. Let's head on over to the city incidents now. Let's see what we can find. Sure it's probably busy. Delays on the George. 15 minutes on the Cross Bronx from Jerome. That's just normal. I got a feeling this page updates by itself. Let's head on over towards Lower Way. The lower or the upper? No, the upper. So about 15, 20 minutes lower, upper and lower. Then we've got a crash in Queens on the BQE at Astoria Boulevard. I had to think about that one a second, folks. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done traffic and then trying to put the names to the numbers in the city. It'll come back. It's like riding a bicycle. Got an investigation eastbound on the BQE at 41 Astoria Boulevard. Now, I believe that there is a camera there, so let's see if we can find it for you. We want to go to the main map and bring up the BQE. Now, again, friends, if this, I was just trying to figure out the aspect ratio of all of this, if that makes any sense to anyone other than myself. Let's see if we can find that closure. Let's see. We got 41st. Eastbound is really north, so Broadway. That's at 9. So it's actually a little bit further up the line. It's pretty closer here. Grand Central as that's heading north. So it may just be past 3. It's right in this area here. Yeah, there we go. That's eastbound heading away. The east or north as you get closer towards the Grand Central. So this traffic here. I made the pointer a little bit larger, so I don't know if that helps out just a bit because it's side. So it's really at the Grand Central split, if you want to call it that. At that point, this is 31st Ave. Again, that's a heavy ride. I'm trying to see if we can actually see the incident. This is on the median. Know which way that is going. I want to say, if I had to say, that is going to be heading south. This is at the Grand Central again, so that's the one really hot spot there. Let's go back to the Google Maps and we'll bring on over towards the city. So really that area in question is here. It's just between that exit for the Grand Central East to get onto the Grand Central West. So that's why it's a little bit tied up if you're heading out to the RFK Triborough. And quick fun fact is we'll definitely put a lot of these into the show next week and subsequent weeks after. This is one of only a few places that trucks are allowed on parkways. This is technically the Grand Central as it comes off of the RFK Triborough. So it's really the section that trucks, they have to bail out or exit off for the BQE there. Can't go any further east because of the lower because of the low bridges. But anyway, so that's one issue. It's still closed. But this is saying it's on 34th, so maybe on the ramp there. Maybe not so much the actual BQE. Let's just check and see what that said. Oh, it out again. So no, there it is. Wait, let's bring it back. No, Niagara. The down here, ramp to Astoria Boulevard. So it's not the actual. It's not the main line of the BQE that's shut. It's going to be the ramp to 41 heading north. So that's just as you come up towards that Grand Central split. So it's really that ramp is going to be shut down. But look at the LIE, stacked and packed essentially out of the Midtown Tunnel, just east of the BQE, all the way through Queens as you get in towards the Van Wyck Expressway. I mean, this is just a multi-mile delay. It honestly doesn't really ease up until it goes all the way in towards all the way out to the island in Shelter Rock by 33 or so. So, I mean, that is just the normal mess of traffic. See if we can call up some of those cameras on the LIE. Let's bring things down towards the expressway. We will start it off here just east of the BQE. This is going to be, yep, there. That's just a mess. I think it's pretty much what we're going to see across the board here with these cameras. So anyway, that's eastbound coming towards us. This here is really coming off the BQE because it puts you underneath that lower roadway. The upper roadway is really where the Midtown Tunnel empties out and everything kind of merges as you come down the hill into Woodhaven Boulevard. So again, just a typical mess. And this is getting out towards that area as well. A little more give there. But let's check out getting closer to Queens Boulevard, 4th Street. That's east on the left. On over towards just before the Van Wyck. Yep, that's actually busy both ways. But it's what time is it now? 3:45. So this is what you get. This is the deal, kind of the deal you signed up for. So let's continue out. So let's do a couple spot checks here through Queens. It's heavy moving. East is on the left at 163rd. As you get closer towards Francis Lewis and the Clearview, one of the best roads in New York City is the Clearview Expressway. I always say if you're coming out of the Bronx, use the Throgs Neck and go for the Clearview. Get off of the Cross Island Parkway because the Cross Island Parkway doesn't move for anybody really. So now after 33 minutes, we lost all our viewers. Oh no, chaos. So we'll hold off on the sponsor until we get a couple of viewers here. Let's see what else we've got going on. Again, let's just ride this all the way out. So let's see, the camera ends at Little Neck Parkway because that's where the Queens line ends. So that's eastbound heading away. Then they pick it up on the other side from my friends over at I guess what was formerly Inform. I think it's still called Inform. But anyway, so that's the deal there for the city for the most part. Let's just widen things up. You got the Van Wyck is just pretty busy as well from the belt out of the airport. So when is that not busy? Is that famous Seinfeld episode where no one beats the Van Wyck, right? But heavy into Q going east, Jackie Robinson east, and then this whole Kew Gardens interchange, Grand Central, just on the brakes, almost all the way out to the Cross Island, and the belt going east of the airport, getting word of a crash there. It's actually in South Conduit. So a little bit tied up on, service road there. But for the most part, the belt through Queens looks actually good. So here in Brooklyn is where we got major issues, and then we got a crash in the belt. Looks like it's going west, just west of Flatbush, and it's going to be heavy almost all the way out to the Verrazano. Then east is right off the bridge, all the way out to the accident scene. So let's go back to our cameras. Let's bring things on over towards the area of, now I just kind of lost my bearings as far as my zoom. So let's try this again. We'll go, what? No. Option. No. Nope. Oh, I just had it. What was that? Function? There it is, function. Okay, so let's tell head on over towards this belt. After all that long term construction, really the belt was going to add a lot more cameras, but to no avail. Let's see what the ride is here out by Flatbush. That's west coming towards us. So that's why this eastbound is kind of a little more wide open because getting word of that crash out by Plum Beach. And unfortunately, there's no cameras there. But this one here at Ocean is going to be an absolute parking lot. Yep. That's both ways. So eastbound is headed away into that crash. I want to say that crash is probably going east to just before you get out towards the Garrettson Inlet. Um, at Garrettson Inlet did a really nice job as far as Alexandria. Yeah, your only loyal viewer. Well, I appreciate one viewer, Alexandra. There we go. You're gonna get a special shout out on Monday morning's show. So thank you very much for watching and get home safe. Let's check out the ride here on the belt at Cropsey. Showing more Cropsey Avenue than anything else, but you can see it's both ways here. It's pretty heavy. Let's take a quick spot check out by the bridge. This is by Bay 8th. That's east on the left coming towards us. And again, there's just not enough of the belt. I mean, it's just you just can't move through Brooklyn. Westbound pretty tied up there. Let's go over towards Staten Island for my friend Anna. Let's check it out. This is kind of coming right off the bridge. Behind the camera, that's really the service road, but it kind of shows you here. This is coming off of the bridge. Obviously taking out the toll plazas has really helped out quite a bit. So every little bit helps, really. I guess fortunately, unfortunately, whichever way you look at it, you end up now you have to pay both ways. It wasn't that way. It wasn't too long ago that changed, but this is your westbounders here trying to get up the hill at Highland. Let's head on up towards Mosel Avenue. I don't know where that is. Oh, it's just okay. So DOT, the city, puts it at the cross street that goes underneath it, but this is all westbound here, just out of the Verrazano. They actually had a lot of cameras along Staten Island. So this is out by Clove Road. That's just a parking lot. Let's go further out. We'll go through what was kind of the that road to nowhere for a long time. That was really going to be the Korean Parkway, that connector that was going to come out to 278 or the Staten Island Expressway, as everybody really calls it. There it is by Cloves. That's west on the heading away. Take a quick check here out by just west of Victory. Yeah, that's a heavy ride because you come up on top of the hill and now everyone's coming back down the hill. And that is going to be westbound on the left. Everyone trying to get out to the Goethals Bridge and 440. So let's just do a spot check here at Richmond Avenue. Good, but yep, there it is. So we're on the westbound side. Where are we with this camera? Hopefully they go ahead and fill this section in and put that extra lane in because that's what you really need. Still got one viewer, and that's Alexandria. Thanks for hanging in with me. But anyway, it's just it's heavy all the way out to the Goethals, and we'll just show you the approach to the Goethals here. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Heading back to Jersey at the Goethals. Let's do a quick spot check down to the Outer Bridge crossing. Let's see what we got going on there. Getting into the toll plaza. Well, that would help if the camera was actually at the toll plaza, working the right way. No, did I click on that camera? I think I did. There's two cameras in here shooting the same thing. So, yeah, for the most part, that looks pretty good. So let's just take one more spot check here throughout the city. Refresh action. We'll finish it up in Brooklyn, where it's again just getting hit hard here, coming off the top of the world through the Gowanus into the Prospect, and it's just jammed into the trench through the BQE as you get on up towards the promenade. But kind of when is that not a problem? At 10 minutes to 4 in the afternoon. So again, just kind of normal stuff. Looks like we've got a crash here on the southbound BQE just as you get in towards the Brooklyn Bridge, or really just past Flushing Avenue. So that's why things are tied up through the Williamsburg Bridge. So let's see if we can kind of zoom out here, head up to Brooklyn real quick before we get out to the island of my good friends in Connecticut. Um, right here. Voila. Let's see what we find. This is, well, it's showing more of Flushing Avenue than it is actually of the BQE. So cameras, that's Flushing Avenue. We don't want that. We want be at Kent. So that's going to be south heading. Yeah, I think that's south. It's heading away. Unless they don't put locators on these cameras, and it gets a little tough to figure out, especially if they're in the medium here. Let's head closer towards the Williamsburg Bridge now. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. This is the ramp here on the left. That's off the southbound BQE. That's the ramp to the Williamsburg. Quick spot check along the promenade, and pretty much it's almost like a car showroom, like pretty much 80% of the time. So yeah, so definitely a heavy ride, but again, it's almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's check in with the MTA. We'll check up on the subways as well as Metro North and Long Island Railroad before we get out towards Long Island. Got some delays here on the 4, the 5, the B, the D, 4, 5 running delays. Remove train, they did cleaning at 86th Street, so that's issue there. The B train here, investigating the brakes activated at 34th and Herald. So that's going uptown. It's local tracks there from Washington Square. The same thing, 34th. And as we take a look at the N line again, this is the N line. Activated trains brakes near 8th Avenue. So again, kind of normal stuff for the most part. Not normal that the brakes get activated, but anyway, let's give you the spot check here across the board. Wow, Long Island Railroad. Snapshot. Take a snapshot of that because that looks really good. Same thing along Metro North. Everything is wide open. Metro North, one of the least delayed train lines through the Metro tri-state area. So we'll come off of this now. We've done our New York City events. We're going to go on up towards our friends in Connecticut. Good afternoon to you. Let's give you a little refresh here. Check out the old Merritt Parkway and 95. Let's see what we've got cooking here. Well, those are the cameras first. I got to come up to the incident list, which I thought I had. Traffic events. Most of this is all going to be delays pretty much across the board. So we're going to go incidents. That's what we want. Out. We don't want incidents for now. Incidents to 95. So crash there. 7071. That's way up there on Old Lyme, at least for my viewing area. Although we can do traffic for around the entire country, really the world. Rocky Hill. It seems like that ferry is always closed for some reason. But let's go to the Google Maps here, and let's head across the Sound, and we'll head over towards a look at what's happening here in 95. You know, that actually is not too bad as we come on out of Greenwich into Stamford. I mean, just across the state line from 2 into 3, 4, all the way on up towards 5 and 6, getting closer to 7 here and 8 up at the Stamford train station. A little backed up, but again, it's just slowly building in towards Route 1. Nothing too crazy. There's no major accidents. That's great news. Into Darien, as you get out through 11 up to 12 is a little bit slow, and then further up the line in towards 15. Starting to hit the brakes, and then this is really where the bulk of our traffic is here from about 16 through Sherwood Island, 18 onto Fairfield, through 19 and 20, all the way up onto into Bridgeport. So we'll put it at about, so let's see what we want to do here. We want to go 17. We'll go 17 to 26 is a heavy ride. But again, it's Friday afternoon. South looks great almost all the way down the line, so it was pretty good shape. 8 and 25, a little tied up here as you approach on in towards 95. Then further up through the Stratford area, actually looks pretty good. But we got some issues here on the Merritt. Looking at a busy ride over towards, I I got to think of these exit numbers, friends. It's been a while. Like exit 51, 52 in that area, coming off of the Sikorsky Bridge. I am the right spot here. Let's see. I am not. Sikorsky Bridge is over here. So Milford Parkway heading south out to 95. That's tied up. I'm going to put this out through about exit 48 or so. Yeah, a bit of a ride through the Trumbull area. Let's check out the Merritt over towards just past into Route 7. So that's starting to build up some northbound again, northbound traffic there. Let's check out the time. We got about 5 more minutes, and then we'll finish up here for this test. Let's see, we got 46 minutes, so we'll go 50, another 5-10 minutes or so. Again, for the most part, Merritt Parkway is fine. Let's do another quick spot check of Westchester County. We quickly hit that with the incident list, but the Hutch a little bit backed up as you get through out of Eastchester on over towards the Rybrook area. And then the area of Route 1, that looks pretty typical stuff. Again, I don't want to say pretty good. It is for the time being. For the time, I should say. Cross County Parkway, as we head both ways out by the Hutch, that's a little backed up as well. But again, nothing out of the ordinary. The thruway doesn't really look bad here this afternoon. Getting up to the Cross County through Yonkers. I want to say hello to my good friend Hank, the Hankster. Watching us in Yonkers. All the way up in Elmsford is good. 287 is just typical stuff here out of about exit 5, all the way getting on the approach to 3. Across the Mario, across the Cuomo Tappan Z, coming off here by in Nyack out through exit 11. Really 10, 11 into 12, 13 for the Palisades. Typical slow traffic there. But then the thruway kind of really opens up for you. A little heavy out to the Spring Valley Toll Plaza. But again, really nothing out of the ordinary here for this time of the afternoon. And again, for the most part, things are kind of normal per se, if you want to call it that. No major issues at this point. Looks like something else just came on the crash on the ramp. See if I can call up my DOT cameras again. Take a look at what we've got here. Just want to do a quick spot check, and there we go. The map did not refresh, so we'll out to zoom in. Don't know what. Yep. Sign. Never a good sign, friends. There we go. Now we got it. Head into the Bronx very quickly before we wrap things up here momentarily. Alexandria is watching, getting a personalized traffic report. So we can certainly do that too, friends. Once we get things up and running for the morning rush hour, certainly, leave in the comments section where you're watching, where you're heading, or whatever, and we'll do what we can to give you a little personalized traffic. So let's go on to the Deegan 7-9. Yeah, south is a little bit tied up. It's actually busy both ways, quite honestly. Check out that cross Bronx. Oof. Out by Arthur Avenue. Ouch, that hurts. But when is the cross Bronx not like that? There's only, very few times you can actually say that the cross Bronx looks good. It's here over by the Deegan ramps. This is east coming towards us. I think there's something going on just east of here, and I think that's where that crash is. I bet you it's on the ramp. That's exactly what it is. Still got it, friends. Right? Yeah. So coming off of the George, if you're heading east on the Cross Bronx, this is where you're going to get tied up. You see that right lane is shut down. We got the folks from that car. Hopefully everyone is okay, but now the car is leaving, and that's kind of an interesting scene. I wonder what these, unless it's a motorcycle. Again, it's a really tough ask to try to figure out what that is. But yeah, so whether police are going to show up on scene here, but at least the lane is moving, but quite sure exactly what the deal is there. But we'll take one quick check. See if we can get underneath the apartments. Yeah, this is heavy. This is coming in towards Washington Heights. So, a little bit heavy. So, maybe the George Washington Bridge will put that at, 10 minutes or so. Unfortunately, I don't have a camera on the inbound side of those. I have to see if I can use the camera from our friends over at the Fort Lee Police Department on YouTube if they will allow that for broadcast. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't, but we'll do the checking. So with that said, let's take a quick observational weather situation here at time we got well, we're a little bit after 4 o'clock. Check out the temps here over at Newark. Again, EWR over at Newark is 60. Should be a little bit warmer than that for this time, first week of May. Getting into Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my mom and all the mothers there. Very early happy Mother's Day there. We'll check out LaGuardia, Central Park, 59, 61, 57 at Kennedy. Over at MacArthur is 54, a little cooler out on the island. Like Gabreski and Farmingdale. Trenton, Mercer County, 64. So it looks like you come inland away from the water, a little bit warmer there. Somerville, Trenton, Mercer County, Somerset County into the mid 60s. So a little breezy out there at times, 10 to 15 miles per hour. But all in all, kind of a little bit of a cooler, overcast spring afternoon. So with that said, I want to talk to you about our sponsor for the Tri-State Traffic Show. It's the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. They are located at 22 North Avenue West in beautiful downtown Cranford, right off the historic Raritan Valley line. Go in and see Ralph. Give him a call, 908-272-3000. And he'll accommodate you however best he can for your ice cream needs. Some of the best ice cream in the tri-state area. Some of my personal favorite flavors are the party cake. His vanilla is outstanding. Everything is made from homemade from scratch. Bananas Foster, another fantastic choice for ice cream as we get into the warmer weather. It's actually an award-winning ice cream flavor for Ralph back in 2011. Tom's River Ice Cream Festival took first place. So it's just amazing. He sells a lot. He sells a lot of the Bananas Foster, as well as one of my favorites, as well as the party cake. The Holy Cannoli also is another favorite. Very, very popular with the kids. Cotton candy, fudge brownie sundae. It's just, just a lot of great ice cream there. Again, Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Go see my buddy Ralph there in beautiful downtown Cranford. Again, it's really accessible off the Raritan Valley line of New Jersey Transit. You just walk pretty much right across the street. It's there by the clock if you're familiar with that section of Union County, right there on North Avenue, which is actually State Highway. Those who traffic geeks like myself. But again, he also has some cakes, really great ice cream cakes. You can custom make anything you want as far as using the hard ice cream with the soft ice cream. He's also, in the last year or two, he's also introduced the Dole Whip. He's got raspberry, he's got pineapple. I mean, just really good stuff. Not too sweet, very refreshing. Really a nice way to end a good meal. He also makes those the chipwiches, or I can't really, maybe I can't say chipwich because that's probably trademark, but the ice cream sandwiches with the chocolate chip cookies, right? We'll put it at that. Those are outstanding, really good stuff. He's got cupcakes too. You don't really find too many ice cream shops that make cupcakes, but he does, and they are really, really good. It has a little bit of vanilla cake on there with the vanilla bean ice cream, top with the icing and confetti. I feel like I want to have one right now because we're coming up on dinner time, but so we'll wait till afterwards. And he also does some pies as well. So there's your ice cream sandwiches. There we go, chipwiches. That's what he calls them. Okay. But yeah, really, really great stuff. Again, that's Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery is our sponsor, our inaugural sponsor for the Tri-State Traffic Show. You can find them in beautiful downtown Cranford, 22 North Avenue West, 272-3000 is his phone number. Give him a call. And on over, the shop is open roughly usually around 12, about from 12 o'clock to about 9:30 or so during the week, a little later on the weekends. Then as we get into the summer, he'll open up. Sometimes he opens up till 11. We'll keep you updated there. So again, you see the crawl on the bottom. We'll also try to use that for some breaking traffic news if anything really, really breaks. Some road closures and stuff like that on the bottom. But yeah, this has just been another test. Hopefully you'll like the background here. Let me see if I can go full screen with myself. Let's bring that back up. Hi. So we got the full screen here. We got some of the cars in the background. Still trying to figure out this camera, trying to get the zoom the right way, but we will uh, we will definitely get it there. I think it needs maybe a little bit brighter as well, but we're gonna possibly change out the camera here too, so a little bit better lens and so forth. Also, big thanks to Alexandria for watching, our lone viewer here for the past 56 minutes. Alexandria, thank you for watching. Have a terrific ride home from the city on that main Bergen line. That is looking pretty good. You know what, Alexandria, since you've hung in this long this entire time, which is fantastic, let's just give you the update here on the main Bergen for you, just to make sure nothing has popped up. Yep, you are on time status across the board. So have a safe trip home, my friend, and make sure you join us next Monday morning. That's when we're going to get into the morning rush hour. Again, this is the test, the afternoon rush hour. That's the one issue with jumping right into the evening or afternoon rush hour. There's just chaos all over the place. At least with the morning, it kind of slowly builds up, and then we get out into the normal heavy traffic. But again, Monday, May 9th, Tri-State Traffic So goes live. 7 to 9 a.m. Also, again, I will be on with my friends over at NJ On Air on Friday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on their morning show. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram. So give them a like and subscribe. I believe they have a YouTube page as well. So go ahead and do all that fun social media stuff. And I will be a contributor there. So very, very excited to join the NJ On Air team. So we're going to wrap things up here in the traffic studio. Have a terrific Tuesday afternoon. Drive safely, ride the rail safely, and we will see you. We may do another test on Friday evening, getting into the Mother's Day weekend, just to see what the weather looks like. That may pose some issues as well. But if we do, it'll probably be around this 3 o'clock time frame. We'll keep everyone on top of and abreast of the situation on social media. All right, O'Don here signing off from the traffic center again. Thanks a lot for joining us here on this Tuesday afternoon.